All right, got the two PCBs assembled here, and nothing really major. I did have one footprint issue, which won't really matter. Not even really worth talking about. So this basically installs here. It hits these three headers, like so. And then once those are on, you screw the three bolts in right there. So that is the Daughterboard. And again, the Daughterboard gives you support for the 1500 watt grid charger. It also gives you the memory support to hold about a month's worth of driving data, which is really helpful for debugging. It has support for CAN, however, I am not developing the firmware for that. That's just because it was requested, so if anyone wants to write the CAN stuff for it, there is support for it. I will not be doing that. It's just not something I want or need to do for this project. Yeah, we have a pass-through here for the 4x20 display. We have a connection here for the 12S heater if you're using the 5 amp hour G3. And then we, of course, have the heaters for the 47 amp hour because they don't have a separate PCB. So that is this PCB. If you have the 5 amp hour G3, we'll use this header. And if you have the 47 amp hour FOMACO, you'll use these 4 position connectors there. You'll probably only use 2 of them. I'm not 100% finished with that, but whatever. We've got grid charger and current limit stuff for the 1500 watt grid charger. And again, we have the power pass through here. So basically the cables that did plug into here will now plug into there. And then there'll be a cable that plugs in from there back to LiBCM. Yep, so that is that. We've got our header for the LiControl, which I just see here has a bent pin, which is awesome. So I'm sure I can straighten that out. Good enough, right? And then we have the tachometer stuff here too. If you want fans that have tachometer support, I probably, again, like I said earlier, I'm not going to end up using this feature, or maybe I will. I certainly have a bunch of fans, and there are redundant fans. I'm not terribly worried about that. So next up we have the LiControl PCB. It looks pretty boring on this side, again, because all the surface mount stuff is on the bottom. And I also put this, just for this one PCB, I put this on a standoff header just so I can remove this if I need to change stuff, dead bug stuff, whatever. Or just, test if stuff has been working. I haven't actually used either of these PCBs. I've just assembled them. Here's the back of this one here with all of its parts populated. Yeah, a pretty simple PCB, and that's going to hook up to the brake, clutch, throttle position, and then these 7 signals there where we're going to actually cut the harness, and then 5 volts ground, and mystery signal here, just for whatever. The mystery signal here with the question marks is, it's very much open-ended what you do with it. We've got a PWM input, we've got PWM output, we've got voltage dividers, so all these unpopulated parts are basically whatever voltage you want to put into or out of this thing, you can do that. So that's the mystery terminal. Maybe that's idle air control. Who knows? No idea. The Ethernet connection here is not Ethernet, no surprise there. This is to hook up to the various buttons and switches. So this is the ground, pot, and 5 volts on 3 wires, and then we have ground and the push button. And then we have the 3 mode selects. We have ground, mode 1, mode 2. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this. I could very well just replace this with 3 position and 2 position headers. I do like the Ethernet concept though, because it allows you to run twisted pair, which is nice. So you can have your signal with a ground, particularly for the potentiometer. That could be nice. And also it's just cleaner because you only have 1 cable coming out of here. So we'll play around with this tomorrow. It's getting a bit late. I don't really want to start the next step here. This ended up taking a little longer than I wanted to, but not because of LiBCM stuff. Anyway, yeah, that is that. Here's the Daughterboard. We'll start playing around with it. I'm glad to have these done because there are things that need to be done before FOMACO happens. Having a controller here so you can actually do manual IMA stuff. And as I mentioned before, there will be a ribbon cable that plugs in from here to the header I haven't actually installed here yet. This is kind of what that'll look like. I haven't actually made the cable yet. I did also get a shrouded connector here. I don't know if it's going to fit on the board because it's really close to this TAC connector. Of course, if I get rid of the TAC connector, then I'll have plenty of room. But if not, there'll be a you know, make sure the red wire goes there and make sure the red wire goes there. So basically this will plug in from there to here via, I don't know, a 3-foot cable. Who knows? I'm not sure if this is going to need to be shielded or not. There is some filtering capacitance on here to get rid of any real high frequency noise, but all of that remains to be tested. I'm going to first start using this. I don't have any immediate plans to use this, but next time I take my pack out of the car, of course, I'm going to throw this back in there. Right now I have a prototype cooling solution on there, and it gets pretty warm. This will be the production one, hopefully, and hopefully it works a little better. So that's it. As always, thanks for watching.